Welcome back to the channel, Farm with Nick. Thanks so much for joining me here again on my custom dairy farm on Riverbend. So I have a lot of updates for you actually, and I am just finishing up, if you happen to catch the last episode, this large field here, and I am in August already. So I will get to the build and the expansion on the farm here momentarily. That's why you're probably tuning in and kind of checking it out, and I'm really happy with the new build and the addition to the farm. So I think it actually fits the characteristic of the farm, and it kind of fits with what I had already a little bit better for the style. So let me kind of just turn that off. Alright, let me take this tractor back, and right now I'm way kind of up in the corner of the map, just finishing up this, like I said, and actually I have another field to work on already, because we're in August. I have the large sunflower field to harvest, but let me show you the build first. I'm really excited, and then I'll kind of get to that and get our combines out and get going. So as I kind of drive up, this addition, it was something I've had in the back of my mind for a while. I had a place where I was going to do some work. However, I kind of changed my mind with that, and I'll tell you why when I get over there. But also, I probably built this addition, I don't know, maybe at least 3 times. This is probably the fourth the fourth version of it, if you will. I got this tractor in the way with this other cultivator. Let's just get this out of the way. So I had both of these over there in that other field in the last episode, just kind of working away at everything. So I have a bunch of hay bales. I got a lot of stuff to take care of, and you can see I actually slowed the game down a little bit here, and that's just for me kind of working on the build here and there and kind of doing stuff on and off. So it's been a lot of work, but I'm really happy with it. So let me just park this, and then we'll get to the expansion. So like I said, I had a couple different ideas, and I kind of played around with that. My first idea was to do an expansion like right here on the build, and I wanted to keep, stuff like from the original build, and I didn't want to change too much. I was thinking of taking out these tanks and kind of expanding this way into this open field, but the problem with that was the slope. So everything up at the main barn is kind of level, and then it keeps sloping down, and this just keeps sloping down too. So in the end, after like trying a couple different times over here, I just gave up with it, and I was like, all right, I'm not doing a expansion on this side. But honestly, that was my first intention, was to do it over here and to have the expansion and addition kind of going into this field. It just didn't work out. So at least, after many times of trying it, trial and error, many saved games later, I just went ahead with it and stopped trying to replace this original part of the farm. However, I replaced what is coming up here. So let me hop in the side-by-side and get up there. So I'm really happy with it, and I'm very excited to show you. And like I said, this is many versions later. But I did a lot of tree work kind of off camera, did a lot of placement off camera. So I added a huge red barn here to the build. I added a big silo there. I changed the main milking barn here, and I changed the corral and pasture over there as well. So if you remember right here where this red barn was, let me get into the build mode here, it's a little easier to explain. So the original farm was the house, the pole barn, and then just this over here, which I was happy with. I didn't want to change too much with the original build. And after I made the original build, I realized I called it a dairy farm, and I didn't have a dairy barn on it. I had these breeding pens here, and I have one here, and then I had this red barn here, which I realized after it wasn't a milking barn. So I put in, and let me see if I can go get it real quick. I put in this barn from Giants. Now, I put that in to get the milk production so I could call it a dairy farm, and it worked. However, I just, if you kind of look at this barn with everything else, it just did not really match the character of the farm. So, as I was making other builds, I kind of had it in the back of my head to maybe change that out. So this farm now has a different milking barn here, and I love the characteristic of it. I think it really fits much better, and it ties in with the rest of the farm a little nicer. And then I have another kind of pasture area, and this is actually a new mod that just came out, one of the buildable feedlots, and I really like how this turned out in here. So I'll kind of take you around here, and then I'll show you that. And then I also, with the next, red barn here and that silo, I was able to tie in another little red shed in here that kind of ties into the rest of the build. And then I got another little shed in here, but I put that as a white one, and that kind of ties into the milking barn here. So I'm really, really happy and excited to kind of show you around. So first, I like how this one, there's a couple different barns that are like it, but I like how this one you can travel through the side, and it reminds me of this red barn that you can kind of drive in the side here. I'll get into the gator here, or side by side. Have some grass left over here, might just kind of get rid of that, we'll see. But I like how you can just drive in right here off of the road, and then you're in the main milking barn here, and then it goes right back to the road. So I like that. It really does match the red barn. And so I have my calves over there in the red barn, and then I have my main cattle here in the white barn now. So I like that a lot. And then you have like your milk trigger over here. You have slurry on the opposite end. And then I did kind of put enough space here that I could drive, small implements and machines right through. So I really like that as much as I can, I think that really ties in a lot nicer than the previous barn. So I did a lot of textures with the road and everything too. This red barn here is actually a silo, and you can go in here, and it gives me more storage, which I've been looking for. And then you can actually put straw and bales in here too, and then that comes out to the blue silo here, where I can dump in chaff, and that will in turn I can make silage now. So something a little bit different if I want to go that route and I don't want to bale anymore with the grass bales. I can put the grass in there, and then I can get the silage out. So I'm really happy with that as well. And then, like I said, I got a little red shed here. I did some tree work here, so you can see that's a little more open. I like that, so I can store more equipment over here. And then same thing, I can store equipment in this little barn over here. So I like that a lot as well. Then, kind of going around, and I'll go into the build mode again, just to kind of show you the actual mods that I put in, if you're interested in putting them in. But I also put in this feedlot. So I'm really happy with this. I actually wanted to increase the capacity of my dairy production, and this will allow me to. So this actually holds like 1,000 cattle in this feedlot. So I don't have it maxed out. I have 250 in there, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I went with like the older kind of rusted fence, and then you have your gates here that you can kind of get in and out of, even though you don't need to go into them at all. But I like that a lot. So I looked at, I don't have any feed in here yet. I have to get to that. But I looked at putting like a barn kind of going over this and kind of draping over the road area. Nothing that I really like, so I just kept it open. But I like that a lot. I'm really happy with this. And then you can see there's like a tire out there, has some water. That's purely for decoration. And then I have my road. This is the road that kind of goes to the right. That's the one that was here. And then I kind of finally painted in a little dirt road that goes up this way. I've been meaning to, just haven't gotten to it. So there it is. There's the new addition to the farm. And let me kind of go around here. Let me show you another thing. So I took off all the triggers. I did have them, or the interactive triggers, I did have them on when I was placing everything. So you can see right here, the little zone marker here. But this is actually where the manure is going to spawn for the feedlot. Hello. And then right here, and I have the manure, the trailer over it right now, but that's where you're gonna go and pick up the manure. So all that will spawn in there. And then for milk, I put down the tank here, and then the trigger is actually right underneath the milk truck. You can see the little zone right there too. So there's nothing in there right now, but I just have it parked right there. So I'm really happy with that. And then the other trigger for the main barn is just right here. So really cool, and I think it really ties in, and I hope you guys like it too. I think it ties in nicely to the rest of the dairy farm. So let me show you if I click on that. So this is Cow Barn Large, and that's a mod, like I said. And then let me go over here. This is actually in the silos. It's just called Farm Barn, but this is a mod as well that you can get. And I like now I have a little bit more for storage. So my plan is to move some things around, and then that way, if I kind of zoom out and just fly up here fast, that way things like this will not happen again. I won't have to place the semis with the trailer, the new combine way up there on the hill. My plan is to bring them down here and start parking them down here. And then over here, this is, let's see, just a small old wooden garage. And then this one is called the Old Barn. So that's another mod. And I left that white to kind of match in and tie in with the main barn there. And then this, let's see if I can get it here. Oops, nope. going to select, see if it'll give it to me. There it is. So this is the cattle pen, and this is from right here. It's called the Buildable Feedlot Pack. So I placed it this way so I can just drive up and down the road. And I'm excited to use this. We'll see how it turns out. I placed, where is it? I placed the slurry for it. It's this. Here's the slurry trigger for the feedlot. And then here's the milk one. And then the manure one is right here. And all of those are kind of in different spots. When you look at them, or you're looking for them, excuse me, they're actually in, was it extensions? Yep, there's the milk one, there's the slurry, and then if I go down in silos, there's the filling area, and then the open heap for manure. So those are in silos. So something just to kind of check out and look for. I did have that other brand new manure pit that I had over here on the corner, if you remember. But once again, I was having trouble with it triggering, so I just decided to kind of cut my losses, move on, and go with this kind of a setup, which I'm really excited to use and show you guys. So, all right, well, I actually did not get to working on my sunflower field. However, I did want to show you this. I thought that was important, and I'm really excited to use it, like I told you about. And now that I'm in August here, I have plenty of work to do. I have field work to do. I got to get the combines out. I want to bring them and other equipment now, like, into the farm, so it's not so like spaced out. And then I also want to get to actually taking care of the cattle, and all these cattle need to be fed, and that's going to be quite a chore. So I'm really excited to have this kind of operation going now. And let me know what you think, and let me know if you are using this on your farm. I've been kind of waiting for something to come out that would be a little bit more of what I was looking for. I mean, there's other options out there. I just thought this is what was going to be best for my purposes and what I wanted to do here. So once again, thanks for joining me here. Let me do a quick just flyover again and show you the new addition to the farm. So here is the main farm, house, pole barn. Still have those tractors kind of just sitting out over there. Haven't moved them still. And then here's our main kind of cattle pens, if you're new to the channel. And these are our heifers out here. And then here's my calf barn, very large barn for some calves, but that's where they are. And then here is the original setup for the dairy farm. And I really liked this so much, I really didn't want to change it at all. I wanted to keep all of that. I wanted to keep all of these extra little barns over here. And then I didn't want to like build over here into our main grass and hay fields. So did all that tree work here. I like how it's kind of open now. New silo here, storage, and then all of the new setup for our milking operation. So there it is. Awesome. I'm really excited and have my work cut out for me now, kind of going into August. So thank you so much for joining me here on the farm. I'm happy you got to kind of see what I've been up to. Kind of did a lot of work off camera, but now with all that work kind of done, I can kind of get going and getting into fall, really, and getting into harvest season. So Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, I'd love to have you kind of tag along here and follow along with this playthrough series here on Riverbend, and also follow along to others as I'm kind of getting going and expanding my operation here. So let me move these tractors and I'll let you guys go there. So thank you again for joining me, and hope you guys have a good one. Take care.